everyone, and welcome to MyniQ podcast. I'm your host, and I'll be sharing short English stories and conversations with you every day. Today's episode is The Fading Light of D-Day. In the text level is 6, learn how to talk about things that might happen and things that describe other things. Stick around till the end for 5 quick questions to test your understanding. Alright then, let's get listening.
The Fading Light of D-Day. As the sun began to set on June 6, 1944, the sounds of gunfire and explosions filled the air. The Allied forces had finally breached the German defenses, marking a turning point in the war. Lieutenant Jansen gazed out at the chaos before him, his eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of enemy resistance. His men were exhausted but triumphant, their faces etched with the scars of battle. The cries of the wounded and the dying mingled with the din of combat, a stark reminder that this was no ordinary day. As the darkness deepened, Jansen's thoughts turned to the countless lives lost in the invasion. He thought of his fellow soldiers, fallen comrades whose bodies now lay scattered across the Normandy beaches. The weight of their sacrifice settled heavily upon him, a solemn reminder of the true cost of freedom. As the last rays of sunlight faded from view, Jansen knew that this day would forever be etched in history as D-Day, a turning point in the war that would shape the course of humanity for generations to come.
Now, let's move on to the conversation between Billy, Meg, Kelly, and their teacher, Louis, after reading the novel.
Wow, can you believe what they went through on D-Day? It's insane.
I know, right? Imagine being Lieutenant Jameson, responsible for all those men. The pressure must have been unbearable.
The invasion strategy was brilliant though. Did you know they used inflatable tanks and fake radio transmissions to deceive the Germans?
That's right, Billy. The Allies employed a great deal of deception and strategy to ensure the success of the invasion. It was a massive undertaking. Still scary though, all those bullets flying around. I bet they were terrified.
I think bravery is about facing your fears, even when you're scared. Those soldiers were incredibly brave.
Mr. Lowe, how many soldiers landed on D-Day? It must have been a massive operation.
You're right, Billy. It was a massive operation. Over 150 Allied troops landed on the beaches of Normandy that day. Wow, 150, that's more than the entire population of my town.
It makes you realize how important it is to remember what happened, all those lives lost. It shouldn't be forgotten.
I read that D-Day was a turning point in World War I. Is that true?
Absolutely, Billy. D-Day marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. It was a hard-fought victory that paved the way for the liberation of Europe. I'm glad the good guys won, but it's still sad that so many people had to die.
I agree. It's a reminder that war is never the answer. We should always strive for peace.
Now, let's test your understanding of the novel and the dialogue with 5 questions. Question 1. What time of day is described in the opening paragraph of the story? A. Dawn. B. Midday. C. Afternoon. D. Evening. E. Midnight. The answer is D. Evening. Question 2. What was Lieutenant Jameson's role in the story? A. A German soldier. B. A medic. C. An Allied commander. D. A war correspondent. E. A pilot? The answer is C. An Allied commander. Question 3. What did the Allies use to deceive the Germans during the invasion? A. Fake radio transmissions and inflatable tanks. B. Drones disguised as birds. C. Submarines disguised as whales. D. Holograms of soldiers. E. Train attack dogs. The answer is A. Fake radio transmissions and inflatable tanks. Question 4. Approximately how many Allied troops landed on the beaches of Normandy on D-Day? A. 15-0. B. 50-0. C. 150-0. D. 500-0. E. 100. The answer is C. 150-0. Question 5. What is the main message conveyed by the dialogue at the end of the passage? A. War is a necessary evil. B. D-Day was a significant turning point in World War E. C. Technology played a minor role in the success of D-Day. D. The Allied forces were outnumbered by the German army. E. The sacrifices made during wartime should be quickly forgotten. The answer is B. D-Day was a significant turning point in World War E. That's it for today's quiz. How many did you answer correctly? Thanks for tuning in to my channel today. I hope you enjoyed the stories and conversations and found the quiz challenging yet fun. Don't forget to subscribe or follow us for more daily English learning content. Until next time, keep practicing your English and have a wonderful day.